Alright, now when you first buy these straps, for such a simple looking piece of equipment, they're the most confusing looking things in the world, okay? Now if you have a logo on it, it makes it a lot easier to remember how to loop it up, okay? The logo is always going to be on the outside. And if you have padding in yours, it makes it all that much more easier. The padding, and in most cases the logo, is always going to be at the front of your wrists, facing out, always facing out. Okay, the other thing to remember is that right on the inside where the loop is, there will be a seam where it's stitched together, okay? Where the cloth is folded over and it's stitched together. That is always going to be on the inside of your wrist, alright? Now how you wrap these up is pretty simple. You take the strap, extend it out fully, okay? Again, logo on the outside, always. Take the inside where the stitch is, grab the end that's not looped, fold it into the end that is, and simply slide it right through the loop. Alright? Simple as that. Okay? Again, the stitch is on the inside always, and the side that the stitch is on is the only side that's on the inside. Alright? It's very easy to twist it around and get it knotted up. Don't do that. Make sure one side is on the inside all the time. I can take my finger, start it on the side that the stitch is on, run it on that same side, and come out on the other end, okay? I'm not twisting all around and have my finger come up on top somehow. Alright, so make sure you have it all facing one way. It's not bunched up. Alright, now to get it on your hand is the other tricky part. A lot of people get mixed up on a lot, okay? It's very simple. The 3/4 of an X, as in you're only missing one stem right here, and it makes an X, is always going to be on your wrist. Alright, so slide your hand through, grab onto the tail. Very simple. Slide your hand through the rabbit hole and grab onto the tail. If that makes any sense to you at all. If it helps, great. I just came up with that in the top of my head. Alright, once you have the tail, just pull down on the knot. Alright, it just slides, just like a slip knot. Tighten it up nice and tight. You grab onto the loop, grab the tail with your hand, and just pull. That snugs it up nicely. And again, the logo is on the outside and the front of my wrist. Now you have it. The 3/4 of an X is on my wrist, on the inside of my wrist facing outward. Logo on the outside of my wrist facing front, and I'm holding on to the tail, okay? It's going through my thumb and my index finger. That's how you know you have the grip right. Alright, it shouldn't be twisted and it shouldn't be backwards. Now we'll get on to the hard part of loading up a weight onto it. Okay guys, so what we have is a few basic steps to getting this down, okay? Step 1, you got your wrist strap, of course. Like I said, you loop it in. Okay, now if one side was red, say the underside, the red would only be on the inside. That's how you know you have it right. It shouldn't be twisted around, okay? The X is on the wrist, logo is on the front, and you're holding on to the tail. Grab it, pull. That's how you tighten it, okay? That means it's securely on your wrist now, and that's step 1. Step 2 is wrapping it, and this is very difficult for a lot of people to get down. I was first doing this wrong when I was about 15 years old, and a humongous scary guy at Gold's Gym came over and helped me out and showed me how to do it. Hopefully this video will prevent you from being scared out of your mind by a 6-foot bodybuilder. Okay? So step 1 is make sure you never wrap the strap over. Okay? In other words, your fingers should never be going with the strap. The strap should always be going in against your fingers, if that makes sense, okay? So in other words, think of the strap in your hand as an alligator jaw, okay? The strap being the lower jaw, your hand being the snout, etc. You see the jaw there? I know it's extremely mature, but it'll help you remember it. Okay, so you're basically eating the bar. Okay, we're gonna talk like we're in preschool here. You're eating the bar, and the strap's always gonna go under the bar. Okay, under and over. All right, so wrap around. The strap should be coming up towards you. Okay, so don't ever go forward. That'll throw you off, and you'll be feeling like your grip's even worse with the straps. Okay, so under and back to you. Wrap it around always in the direction of your thumb. Don't ever go the other way because you won't be able to hold on to it correctly. Wrap it. Each wrap should be as tight as you can possibly get it. Okay, at the very end you're going to have a little bit of strap left over, about 1 inch or so sticking out. Reach over with your hand, grab that, and pull it tight like you're pulling the throttle of a motorcycle. Okay, and now that the tail, the end of the strap, is pinned tightly between the bar and the palm of my hand. Okay, now once you have it wrapped up like that, twist your wrist on the bar to tighten it, And if you're twisting and the bar has, say, a good grip and you can't twist your wrist on it, simply lift up the bar or the dumbbell and twist that. And that's how you get it nice and snug, okay? You're going to have to start off using your most uncoordinated hand first so you can use your better hand to help it wrap itself around. And then hopefully you'll be able to do one-handed wrap with your better hand, okay? People will always tell you, oh, don't use straps, oh, you need your grip, build up your forearms, yada, yada, yada. If you want to work on your grip and your forearms, do a forearm and grip workout. But if you're trying to work your back or even your arms or anything that you want to use straps for, focus on hitting that muscle group. Your forearms are not that big of a muscle and they can't hold the amount of weight your back can hold. Okay, so I prefer this especially. Okay, one more time up close. Again, holding on to the X and the tail. Tighten on the wrist. Then again, make the jaw. Okay, the strap being the lower jaw always goes under and back, okay? Even if it's the other way around, it's always going to go opposite of which way your fingers are pointing. Okay, so under, strap going against your fingers, and always twist it to the direction of your thumb. Alright? Once I have a little bit of a flap left, again, with my finger, I reach over as far as I can, I grab the strap, pin it down to the dumbbell between my palm and the bar, and I just twist like I'm pulling the throttle. And this will tighten up my X. Okay, and if I'm twisting and the dumbbell has a strong grip and I can't get it any tighter, lift up the dumbbell and twist that. You can see it just tightened on my wrist. And that's how you can lift weights without putting much effort at all on your grip, thus allowing you to put all the focus on your back and give it the justice it really deserves. That's how you use wrist straps.